Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over my wish list for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, the next Modern Warfare game, the sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, the one that's coming out this year, for the multiplayer of that game. This is a wish list, right? Keep that in mind. This is not what I think is going to happen. So there's some stuff on this list that I definitely don't think will happen at all. I have no hope at all that it's going to happen, but it's still a wish list. It's what I want out of this game. It's the stuff that I think would make this game the best it can possibly be, and what I think would be best for the game itself, even for a lot of other people. Of course, some of my stuff is just very opinionated, as it's always going to be, so some of the stuff you might not want in the game, and that's completely fine. Just let me know in the comment section below. Let me know why you disagree. We could have a nice, calm, civil discussion. I'm going to go through two different groups of things here. The first group is the main things, the really important things, the things that I really care about. And then I'm going to talk about some small things as well that aren't that big of a deal, but I would still really like for them to do within Modern Warfare 2 coming out this year. First things first, what I think is probably the most important thing to a Call of Duty multiplayer at this point, and that is the time to kill. I want a slower time to kill. Personally, I would love a time to kill as slow as Black Ops 4 or Cold War. That's what I would personally love. But I would be okay with something a little bit faster than that, as long as it's slower than Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2019. That's all I need. The thing with Vanguard's base time to kill is actually not that bad. Like, it actually works for a COD game, but the problem is they have tons of attachments in that game, and you can load up your guns with 10 attachments. Tons of attachments that increase your damage like crazy. So people are just shredding in Vanguard, and they were already shredding in Modern Warfare 2019 because the base time to kill was pretty fast in that game. Just make it slower. I've made way too many videos talking about why I think slower time to kill is better for Call of Duty. I think it makes the gunfights more engaging. It makes the gameplay faster paced. Yes, slower time to kill does make the gameplay faster. I've, again, talked about this a ton before, but it's just what I think makes a Call of Duty game faster. My favorite Call of Duty games, the ones that are faster paced, usually are the ones that have these slower time to kills. So that's just what I want out of Modern Warfare 2019 or 2022. I'm gonna keep messing up the wording of this Call of Duty because it's not natural calling it Modern Warfare 2. You know what I mean? Because it's we know what Modern Warfare 2 is from the past, so it's just not natural. It doesn't come off the tongue as well as I wish it did. But yes, slower time to kill is something I really just want out of this game, and I really don't think it's going to happen because Infinity Ward likes to keep their faster time to kills. They've only gone outside of that for Infinite Warfare, which I loved Infinite Warfare. That was one of the best things about it, was the time to kill was a bit slower, but all their other games, especially Ghosts and Modern Warfare 2019, it's just the time to kill is so damn fast. I think it takes a lot out of the gameplay. It makes it so it's usually just whoever shoots first wins the gunfight, which is not fun. People are camping a lot more often. I don't like it. Just make the time to kill slower, and trust me, it'll be a better game. Next up is the map design. I want smaller, more arcadey arena style maps that play really well in competitive modes especially. I just don't want these ridiculous like a million flank route type maps like we see a lot in Modern Warfare 2019 that just don't play very well. They don't flow at all. There's a lot of flanking, and there's a lot of just safe spaces where people can just camp, and the map design doesn't really make much sense, right? They kind of didn't care to make it make that much sense. It's mainly kind of there to represent reality, like the real locations. They feel like real locations. I mean, Piccadilly is literally based off of a real location more than any other map I think in COD history. Like, it's very accurate to that area in real life, but that doesn't mean it's going to play well in a Call of Duty map, and it doesn't. It needs to be more arena based like we see in a lot of the, in my opinion, better COD games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, where the maps are very much made for an arena shooter, an arcade shooter, which that's what Call of Duty is. So stop trying to go outside of what Call of Duty is. You can make the maps feel a little bit more realistic in like Warzone and like the big like ground war maps, that's fine. But when you're talking about 6v6, 10v10, the smaller scale stuff, you got to keep the map design somewhat arcadey and competitive and make it so it flows well. They don't have to be 3-laned and linear, like exactly the same or anything like that. Just make it so there's not a million flank routes, and so there's actually a design to it, and there's flow, and the map can actually play somewhat fast-paced. Not every map has to be crazy fast, but there should not be any map that's a complete slogfest to play on. This next one's a huge one for me, like an absolutely gargantuan one, and I don't understand any reason to have this be any different, and the fact that it's been like 3 Call of Duties since we've had this is ridiculous. traditional score streaks. What is with the COD devs and changing that up the past 3 years? I don't get it. We haven't had traditional score streaks since Black Ops 4. And before that, we had it for years, man. Years. I would even be okay with point streaks. I would. But I would much prefer just full-on score streaks like we saw in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4 and Advanced Warfare. But like, that's what I want for so many reasons. So first of all, a perk will not cut it. So none of that point man crap or whatever from Modern Warfare 2019, that's not going to cut it. When you force a player to use a perk slot for something that should just be in the game by default anyways, it's not fair. Right? It's not fair to that player. It's not fair to the game as a whole because the game is going to suffer from it. People don't play the objective as much when they're not rewarded. That's just common sense. Obviously, people aren't going to be hopping on B flags or, defending the flags or hopping the hard point, whatever. They're not going to do it as much unless they're getting rewarded for it. And no, winning games is not that rewarding in Call of Duty. Not many people give a shit. Some people do, I know. A lot of people don't give a shit. A lot of people do not give a shit about the win-loss ratio. We don't get much for winning games in COD unless you're in the competitive league play modes. If you're just playing public matches, people aren't going to care. But they will play the objective if they're rewarded. They will. But guess what? If you make it a perk, not everyone's going to use that perk. And the people who do use it are now losing a perk slot. I wanted to use Point Man a lot in Modern Warfare because I want to be rewarded for playing the objective, but then I have to lose Ghost, which is like one of the best perks in that game. Are you kidding me? No, that is not fair in any way, shape, or form. What they should do is just score streaks by default. And if you want to make it so in team deathmatch and free for all you have kill streaks, go for it. I don't really care. I don't really play those modes anyways, but even then I think that's stupid because score streaks could work for every mode. You might have to rework some of the point values a little bit, but they've done that before, and sometimes they've done it successfully, sometimes they haven't. But even the times they haven't done it successfully, it still works. You should be rewarded for doing everything. That's the whole point of score streaks. A lot of people say, oh, it's not fair because then, kills aren't, you gotta get like 6 kills for UAV in like Black Ops 4, for example. Well, yeah, that's the point because everything rewards you as score. You're not ever going to be in a situation where you're only getting kills. You're going to be getting assists. You're going to be destroying equipment. You could destroy streaks. You could play the objective. So many different things can get you score in these different games. Even like UAV assists are a thing. There's so many little ways of earning score, and I love how score streak kills give you a little bit of score too. When you have kill streaks, score streak kills aren't going to give you anything unless you're playing the OG Modern Warfare 2, but I think that was a stupid system as well. You shouldn't be getting a full kill for a score streak kill. You should just be getting like 15 score or something like that, like they did with score streak. It's just such a perfect system, and the fact that we haven't seen it in so long is ridiculous. I honestly prefer the score streak system in Cold War over the kill streak system, but it's not a great system because yes, it fixes the problem of people aren't playing the objective as much, but now you have another problem where people are getting streaks way too easily in long-running modes, and that just didn't work out all that well. So that's why I'm not crazy about that streak system in Cold War, but at least it's somewhat better because at least people are playing the objective a little bit more. I could seriously talk about this all day long. The point is, we need score streaks back by default. We need them. Please, Infinity Ward, please Treyarch for your next game. Just give us traditional score streaks already. I'm tired of it. Also, make them powerful too. I really do want these score streaks to be worth it when you get them. Make them powerful. Don't make them nerfed. Make them hard to get, but make them powerful. That's the way I like it. Next up, I want pick 10 to return in some way, shape, or form. Now, you don't have to get rid of Gunsmith to do this. I think people don't really have the ability to think outside the box, apparently, because every time I bring this up, people are like, no, I love Gunsmith. Yeah, you can have Gunsmith, just do a hybrid system where it's like pick 15 or 16 or something. I don't know, whatever. The devs can figure it out. I mean, I tried to think of it myself, and it makes sense to me. I think I did like a pick 17 thing or something where it's just pick 10, but you get more attachments. That's it. It's as simple as that. You just pick 10, but more attachments. Just add some more attachments. And you can get more perks if you want, and less attachments, or you can get more attachments and less perks. You can get more equipment and less other stuff. Like, you could just mix and match everything. I think the fact that they kind of removed that customization is kind of not fun anymore. Like, I don't really have as much fun messing with my classes anymore because of that. We don't get as much customization. We don't get as big of a change in what we can do for our class design. And also, Equipment spam. Equipment spam goes away when you have a pick 10 system. I don't see nearly as many concussions and grenades and all those things being thrown around in games that have pick 10 systems. But when you don't have pick 10, everyone has equipment. Everyone's just throwing everything everywhere. And it's a little bit much. I mean, come on. You play on a map like Shipment in Modern Warfare 2019 or in Vanguard, there's grenades everywhere. It's ridiculous. I don't have fun on these maps anymore. I used to have so much fun on these types of maps in the games where they didn't have, the forced equipment. Like think of like Nuketown and Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3, where you didn't have forced equipment. There was barely any grenade spam, and you just kind of just enjoy the map, and you can actually just play it like a normal person without having to worry about a million concussions. You might get into a lobby every now and then where someone's like that, but most of the time you're not going to have that. That's what pick 10 allows. So give us a pick 15, pick 16, 17, whatever system with Gunsmith kind of mixed in there. You can make it work. Trust me. I think that's so much better than what we've been having the past couple of years. I do really miss that pick 10 system. So just, do a hybrid with Gunsmith. I think that would be a perfect idea. Next, I would really like this game to have a lot more earnable cosmetics. Of course, there's some stuff like the base camos in the game, plus dark matter, plus a couple skins for the characters through some challenges, and there's some free battle pass tiers. But that's it. And of course the events as well. Sometimes they have free cosmetics in the events that they do every now and then. We need more though. We need a lot more earnable cosmetics. I think they should completely overhaul the shop and add an in-game currency that you can earn to use in that shop, but make it really grindy, like really hard to get. So people are still gonna buy stuff with COD points in the shop anyways, because not everyone has the time to just grind the game out like a motherfucker. But giving those, grinders the ability to do that would be awesome. Like, even if it's not enough to get that many items, who cares? Just think about it, right? And this is something that I like to think about, because I like to think about what's good for business and also good for the consumer, because you can't just think about the consumer and then just neglect the business. Like, of course, the consumer part of me is going to be saying, oh, just give us everything for free. Everything in that game should be earnable for free. There should be nothing that we have to pay for. That's the consumer part of me that's going to say that, of course. But I got to think about their business. They got to make money from microtransactions. I understand. Activision wants to make money. They're, of course, their business. So I thought about it. To me, this makes sense. If you give us the ability to earn items in game, I guarantee, and I know this for myself, I will be motivated to play the game more. If I had the ability to earn those really cool skins, that Godzilla skin in the shop, they added the cool Godzilla skin, the Mecha Godzilla, and the King Kong. If I had the ability to earn one of those for free just by playing the shit out of the game, I would do it. And that would get me to play the game so much more. But maybe I only have enough time to earn the King Kong skin, and that's it. So I'm gonna get the King Kong skin. I don't have enough time to earn the Godzilla skin too. I don't play all day long, But because now I play the game so much because I'm grinding it, I might now be more motivated to actually spend some money on the game because I played the game a bunch anyways. The only reason people are going to spend money on this damn game is if they played a lot. I don't spend any money on Vanguard because I don't like it that much compared to like Cold War, for example. Cold War, I bought a couple skins here and there. I did. I bought the Scream, the Ghostface skin. I bought a couple of skins before that because I really like that game. I played it a lot, so it felt worth it to me. It felt like it meant something. I don't play Vanguard a lot, so why would I buy anything? We buy a lot of things from games that we play more often. It's as simple as that. So you're going to get people to play the game more by having grindable things in the game, a lot of grindable things that are worthwhile, not crappy calling cards. No one cares about calling cards. Grindable things that are actually really cool, whether it's a blueprint or a skin or whatever. You get people to play the game more, and they might be more motivated. I might be grinding for that King Kong skin, but when I'm done, I might say to myself, you know what? I'm going to get that Godzilla skin from the shop. I'm going to spend $20, get the Godzilla skin. And maybe I would have said that like halfway through trying to grind for King Kong. Maybe, I don't know. To me, that just makes the most sense, and I really think they need to start doing that because having like everything behind a paywall is just so exhausting. It's really exhausting. I don't want to spend any money on this damn game, but I want some cool skins too, and you really can't get many cool skins for free, unfortunately. It would also just be nice to have things to grind for in the game too, because Battle Pass grinding is not fun. There's nothing fun about a Battle Pass grind, and the challenges in the game for the guns like that they add throughout the DLC cycle, they suck. I don't know who designs those challenges, but I don't like a single one of them. None of them are fun or engaging. Like, what is with this get 3 hip fire kills in 15 different matches? Like, what? Why not just make it like 500 hip fire kills? Why forcefully make us do just 3 things in one game, and then the rest of the game we just forget about that challenge and just we have to just finish the game and then play another? Like, why not just let us continuously do the challenge without stopping? It makes no sense to me why they do this sort of challenge system. I think it's really tedious and kind of boring. It's not engaging at all. Make it engaging. Please make these challenges enjoyable. I don't get why they can't do it. They like do challenges that I know they're doing it for player attention, but those challenges to me are the opposite of player attention. I don't feel retentive to do those challenges. I just don't. I don't know what it is. They just feel so bland to me when there's nothing engaging about them. Rant over. Let's talk about the next thing. So the next thing is going to be spawns. I think spawns need a massive improvement. And I think most Call of Duty games have had fine spawns. I know people complain about them in every game, but the only Call of Duty games I feel like have really bad spawns, Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard. And because it's another Infinity War game coming after the last one, not having good spawns, I'm really hoping that this one can improve upon the spawn system, the spawn logic. Just make it so people aren't spawning behind you while you're on a streak. Like, that kind of stuff's really annoying. I don't really mind when I spawn in and get killed automatically because it's whatever. I'd prefer that didn't happen. But when someone spawns behind you and then shoots you in the back, and it's a really fast time to kill game, so you have no time to react, and you lose your streak just because of that, like, that's the most annoying thing to happen to you in Call of Duty. That should not happen. There's got to be something they can do about that. And the last thing I want to talk about in the big category for the big things that I really care about, colorfulness. Make this game colorful. Modern Warfare 2019 was very bland. It was boring, it was gray, it was gross to look at. I want colors. I'm sure the graphics are going to be gorgeous. I'm sure this might be the best looking COD to date when it comes to the textures and the graphics, but I don't care about all that if the game has a gray color palette. Make it colorful. Make it look like Black Ops 4, Cold War, whatever. The more colorful Call of Duties. I want to see color. I don't care if it's a war-torn map, it can still have some color to it. It's not rocket science, man. I want something pretty to look at. I want it to be like, oh, it's a gorgeous map, you know? I don't want to look at it and be like, that's disgusting, you know what I mean? Like, I want to look at it and think it's a gorgeous looking map that's fun to play on because of how gorgeous it is. And of course, I hope it's well designed too, but I want it to look good in terms of the colors. Just make it colorful. I know some people don't like that, but I think colorfulness makes it more replayable. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of smaller items. One thing that I think is a small item, but still I really, really care about this for some reason, and that's showing deaths on the leaderboard or the scoreboard during the game. So for some reason in Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard, they haven't been showing the deaths on the scoreboard during the game. They don't show it till after the game. And I don't get it. Some modes do, but majority of the modes don't. And I really think it's weird. I don't know if they're doing this because they want to prevent bullying or something, or they want to prevent people from feeling bad about how many deaths they have. Either way, I think it's dumb. I want to see my deaths during the game because how am I supposed to care about how I'm performing if I can't actually see how I'm performing? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to hide my deaths from other people, sure. Maybe give us the option to, at least. If some players are just, they don't want people to see their deaths, okay, let them hide it maybe. But if I want to show off, let me show off. Or at least let me see my own deaths. You know, I don't like having to wait till the game's over to see it. I think it kind of loses its meaning. You know, I think it's really one of the funnest parts of Call of Duty is playing with your friends and comparing how many kills and deaths each of you have. Like, it's a fun. I like looking at that. But in the newer games, you can't see it till the end. I don't know. It's weird. Cold War, at least you can see your own, and you can scroll up and see others, but it's a little bit less. It's a little more complicated. Just go back to the score streaks before Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is when they started to make weird scoreboards. Just go back to the better looking scoreboards that had kills, deaths, and then whatever's the objective of that game mode, whatever is there. That's what it should be. It's as simple as that. I don't know why they have to change it. That's one of those things where it's like, you just should have left it as is, and it would have been fine. This next thing is something that I haven't heard a single human being ever talk about, and it bothers the living hell out of me, and it's been a problem for the past 3 Call of Duties plus Warzone, and I can't stand it. The fact that they don't show us the name of the gun that we're using. Instead, they show us the name of the blueprint. They do this in the screen itself. Like, they'll cover the name of the gun with just the name of the blueprint, and the name of the gun is just nowhere to be found. And even sometimes when you're like trying to look through certain things, it'll tell you like Assault Rifle Charlie or something. It's like, just tell me the name of the damn gun. Like, what do you mean Assault Rifle Charlie? I don't want to have to go researching to find out what the hell that means. Just show me what it is. I know you have to just look at it and it'll show you in the gun menu, but like, why do I have to scroll back? Just show me the name of the gun. Like, I don't get it. And when you pick up a blueprint, like in Warzone, this is a big problem in Warzone. When I pick up a gun, half the time I can't tell what gun it is. So I don't even know what gun I'm about to shoot. I have to shoot it a little bit to kind of feel it. And the reason why that's the case is because blueprints make your guns look completely different. So do what Advanced Warfare did. Have the name of the original gun with a little dash and then the blueprint name right after it. It's so simple, but apparently we can't have that. And I'm just like, why is it the way it is, man? I don't get why you have to mask the name of the original gun and just put some random ass blueprint name. I don't know what gun I'm picking up half the time. The amount of times in Warzone I picked up a gun I've never used before, and I look to myself, I'm like, what fucking gun is this? I have no idea. And then I have to, like, again, practice shooting it before I actually get into a gunfight, because if I get into a gunfight with a gun that I don't know what gun I'm using, it's going to be hard to deal with the recoil because you can't predict what it is because you don't know what gun you're using. You know what I mean? It's a small thing, sure, but to me it makes a big enough difference to the point where I get frustrated with it. Just show us the name of the damn original gun, okay? I really hope I'm not the only one who thinks this. I don't know why I've never heard anyone else talk about this. I don't know. The last thing I want to talk about, in of course the small things category, is I really hope this game has a different HUD and a different menu. I'm really tired of the game's menu and HUD being the exact same for the past 3 Call of Duties. I know they're trying to make it, simplistic, and they're trying to make it so it's familiar to all the users and it's user friendly. I like when these games feel different, and they haven't felt different at all. Like, there's so many similarities in the UI and the HUDs and stuff like that in the past couple of CODs. It's a bit much. Like, you can't barely tell the difference between the couple of them. I want something that looks different in terms of the HUD and the UI, the menu, everything. Make it look different, make it feel unique. It can still be user friendly, but just make it look different. Just make it feel. I just want something to feel different. You know what I mean? So that is the video. That is my multiplayer wish list for Modern Warfare 2 coming out this year in 2022. If you want to see me do the same video, but for like Warzone 2, I could. I'm not really as passionate for that as I am for multiplayer, but I could definitely come up with some things. Of course, I would have done something for zombies if we were going to get zombies this year, but the leaks are pointing towards us not getting zombies, which I can make a whole video on why I think that's incredibly stupid. But regardless, I'm excited for this COD, even though I know I'm probably not going to love it. But I'm hopeful. I'm still a little bit hopeful that it's going to be something that I can at least get some enjoyment out of. The campaign at least will be great. I'm sure the campaign will be amazing, and I'm of course excited to see where things lead even after that with Treyarch's next game, with whatever they do with zombies next. Very excited for all that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you on my next one. Peace out.